You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, this is rather interesting. I don't know how a lot of people are going to feel about this. I like Tony Dungy. I liked him a lot on Sunday Night Football. I've always respected the guy. Is there a little tarnish on that after the Bill Belichick didn't make the Hall of Fame fiasco, which I believe Tony Dungy and Bill Belichick were all up in the middle of? Yeah, there is. But nonetheless, Tony Dungy's, I think, is good on TV. He got some good veteran perspective. He was a good head coach, kind of an old school guy, and I like that. But it looks like that may not matter how you feel about it, because NBC looks like they may be giving Tony Dungy the boot. This may be it. It may be a wrap for Tony Dungy at NBC. Tony Dungy's time at NBC is reportedly on the verge of ending. The Hall of Fame coach is likely out as a regular on Football Night in America's Sunday pregame show, according to The Athletic's Andrew Marchand. While NBC could reverse course, the move would be part of a revamp for the show. There's also a possibility NBC gives his humorous role like it did with Bob Costas and Al Michaels, where he officially remains with the network but in a reduced role. The 70-year-old Dungy has been an analyst for NBC since 2009, the year after his retirement as a head coach for the Colts. He is reportedly one of several NBC studio analysts whose contract ended after the Super Bowl. There are few details on how the reworked Football Night in America could operate, but Marchand reports the show could slim down its cast and take the whole operation on the road alongside Sunday Night Football. Dungy had previously been part of a traveling component for the show alongside Rodney Harrison and Jack Collinsworth. I actually kind of like Jack Collinsworth, to be honest with you. Dungy was enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2016, held a 139-69 record with 13 seasons with the Buccaneers and the Colts, and he won a Super Bowl, we all know, with Peyton Manning. His time with NBC hasn't been without incident, including his comments painting Michael Sam as a locker room distraction after he came out as gay, no lies detected. Drawing a reboot from NBC for the litter boxes and school myth on social media. His involvement in the snub of Bill Belichick from the Hall of Fame. That's the only one I've actually got any real issues with. Is the whole sort of Colts conspiracy. We don't like Bill Belichick, and that's my only real issue with Tony Dungy. Besides that, I really actually like Tony Dungy as an analyst. But I can tell you this. I did a video, I think it was last week. The NFL is on the verge of wanting to opt out of their media rights deal. Okay? And when they do so, because they're mad over the NBA and how much the NBA is making on their new television deal. And the NFL's like, nope, we get way, way, way more views than the National Basketball Association. And what happens is the NFL will influence networks and who they have as analysts, yada, yada, yada. In other words, they're looking for sexier choices. I don't know how else to say it. All right. In other words, they're looking for the big name person. I'm just going to throw this out there, and I don't know this for a fact, but there's been a lot of rumors about Mike Tomlin going to television. And Amazon is going to try to take away Sunday Night Football. That was part of that story. Now, that wouldn't happen for another couple of seasons, blah, blah, blah. But if you're the NFL behind the scenes and Football Night in America is supposed to be your flagship primetime extravaganza in partnership with NBC, well, you ask them, would you rather have Mike Tomlin or would you rather have Tony Dungy? And who knows, Mike Tomlin could come in and replace Rodney Harrison or somebody like that, yada, yada, yada. But you get my point. I mean, Mike Tomlin wouldn't have only been arguably the first candidate as far as coaching goes. He'd be the first candidate as far as television analysts go. And some believe he's already got a deal worked out with somebody. I've heard Fox, but I don't know. We haven't had any actual news breaking there. But that just hit me even while I was recording this and talking to you guys about it. Oh, Mike Tomlin's going to be on the market for television. And if they can move off somebody that's older and then slide Mike Tomlin in, that feels about right. And Football Night in America has been kind of stale lately, to be real. I believe they're getting the crap kicked out of them in some weeks by Fox's America's Game of the Week, that prime afternoon slotted games that's on Sunday afternoon. Those games, some of them draw gargantuan ratings. But for the most part, Sunday Night Football's king of the hill. But the NFL is going, and that's the other thing, NBC has to appeal to the NFL in order to keep that Sunday Night Football with them. The problem is Amazon's got gargantuan, a gargantuan wallet. And they want to move off of Thursday Night Football and get Sunday Night Football. So that's going to be interesting to see how this happens. And they may want to get a big name in there. A lot of people believe Mike Tomlin, the moment he actually moves to television, will never become a head coach again. And he will do the Bill Cowher thing because everybody thought, every 2 years, Bill Cowher's coming back. Never did happen. Never did happen. For the longest time, John Gruden's never coming back. And then finally, after a decade, he finally came back to the Raiders. This is interesting. It really is. And part of this, look, a lot of people, I made a video about this and I slammed Tony Dungy for his Bill Belichick thing, but that didn't set well with anybody. It didn't, because it made the Hall of Fame look bad that the greatest coach of all time didn't make it in first ballot. And when somebody literally said, I can't believe we're even debating this. We look foolish even debating it. And him not owning up to whether or not he voted or not, that looked bad. Tell me what you think. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. Check out blackwhitenetwork.com. We got some badass merch. Got a black and white sports football cap that I should be getting in sometime next week, and I will be wearing in lieu of this cap. I can't wait till you guys see this cap. This cap is dope, man. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.